Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video of mine. It is your girl Samantha Monse back at it again with another video. In this video, we are going to be basically doing a part 2 to the intro of this series. This is going to be the first law of the 12 laws of the universe. The first law is the law of divine oneness. We can all agree that we come from the same source. Maybe we don't all agree what that source is. Maybe some of us call it God, some of us call it universe, some of us call it energy, source energy. We all have different names for it. It doesn't matter. We all agree that we come from the same thing. Even in science tells us that we're all made up of energy. Every single thing. There is no actual solid. We are all made up of energy. Everything that we can touch, feel, everything that we can see, everything that is in our environment, it is all energy. Even us, we are made up as energy. When one thing touches another thing, it's basically just electrons repelling electrons, sending the signal to your brain of touch. But nothing actually ever is solid. Isn't that trippy? That's trippy. To me, that's fucking trippy. Because if you look under a microscope, everything that appears solid, everything that you can see, feel, touch, everything, all matter is made up of atoms. Atoms vibrating on a certain frequency, right? So we can all agree that everything is energy, everything has a vibration, and it's vibrating at a certain frequency. So, according to the law of divine oneness, everything in this whole universe, from the smallest of particles to the biggest of galaxies, it is all intricately connected and dependent on each other, making one big thing, making one big universe, one whole thing. I don't know how to describe it as a whole universe, as this whole energy, this whole thing, right? So, the law of oneness states that every single thing, no matter what, because it is energy, it is all connected and it is all one. And this is way deeper than just saying like we as humans, we as people are connected because we're all people. No, this is everything in your environment, every single thing, from animals, from every single thing that you can touch, every single thing that you can see. We are all made up of energy, therefore we are all connected, therefore we are all the same thing in different forms. So we as humans, because we live in the three-dimensional world where everything has height, width, and length, we perceive things to be solid. We perceive things to be here for real in this reality. Everything is dense, everything is heavy in this world, right? So because of this, we believe that, for example, me and this item, we are two totally different things. This is separate from me. But in reality, this is just two different forms of energy. And like I said before, I'm not truly touching this. I'm not truly holding this because this is just particles. It's kind of like magnets. When you put two polars or two negatives, whatever it's called, and you try to attach them, you feel that energy. You feel like there's a ball there. You feel the energy contracting. That's the same thing that's happening when we touch, right? So because we're in this human life, we're in this human form, we have this human brain, that's all that we can conceptualize. Even though things are not what we actually perceive, that's what we perceive. That's what we see and what we feel, right? But let's take it way deeper than just that, because it is deeper than just that. It is way deeper than just that, actually. So, yes, we are all energy, but this energy is divine. This energy is divinely intelligent. It is creative. It is what made this whole world, this whole universe, work together perfectly. We think that all these separate things, this tree, the sky, me, these animals, we think that we're all these different things and that they don't work together. But that's not true at all. You see how nature works perfectly? How every single day the sun goes up at the same time and the sun falls down at the same time. That divine intelligence that tells our organs what to do naturally, that tells our cells to regenerate, that energy that takes the day from night and the night to day, you know, that divine intelligence that just knows everything, that just, like, you know, the way that we're all made for every certain thing. And that's just such a superficial way of looking at it too. Yes, we are all energy. We're all made up of the same thing. But I want to take it a deep further. Like I said, this is not no spiritual woo-woo. These laws are ancient wisdom. This is what our true nature was made up of before colonization came and before organized religion came and induced fear into us that if we didn't believe this God, this Christianity religion, then we were going to go to a hell, an eternal hell, right? Remember when I told you guys, everybody agrees that we're all made up of the same thing and that we come from the same thing, right? But not everybody agrees on what that thing is called. So, organized religion has basically taught us that God is an external thing, an external energy. And when I learned these laws, it really solidified in me that we are all the same. We are all the same. So how is this idea that the church is trying to feed us that we are all made in the same image of God, yet he is still a separate entity than us and more powerful than us and all knowing and this and that? Then how does that work? How does that work? Because we're all energy. We're all made up of the same thing, right? We all have this energy inside of us. Anything that's living and that is made here and that is matter and that is made up of energy has this living energy through it, technically. How is God outside of me? How is God external from me? He's not. And this is something that I want to add too. Stop thinking of God as a man in the sky. Stop thinking of God as like this God, this man in the sky, like judging you and stuff. Now that I've told you guys, like, this law of oneness, that we are all the same thing. We are all just energy. We are all just energy. We're all the same thing in different forms. This paper and me are technically the same thing under a microscope. It's just taking on two different forms. You know what I mean? Like, we're all the same thing. God is the universe. God is the energy that runs through everything alive, through everything that is. God is everywhere and is everything. That's what ancient societies had known for a long time. That's what they had known, not believed, known. So because we're all energy and because nature, we can see, is intelligent and the universe is intelligent and we can see that everything in the universe happens for a reason, we can also learn that for ourselves and internalize that and realize that that is also for us. That divine intelligence, that energy that runs through everything and through nature also runs through us. We all have that within us. We all are connected to each other. We are all one unified whole. We can think of the analogy of a wave. A wave in the ocean can represent an individual person or an individual object, but once it crashes, it goes into the unified whole again. It becomes the ocean. When it's a wave, it's only a part of the ocean. It's a wave. It's not the ocean. It's just a wave. But when it crashes and it goes into the whole ocean itself, it becomes the ocean again. We can think about that as ourselves. Once this human life, once this incarnate body dies, our energy, the energy that makes us alive, the energy that runs through this body, goes back into the quantum field, which is the whole big energy field, right? And we know we have this energy in us. We know we've been told that maybe it's our soul. We've been told before and through religion that that energy through us is our soul, right? So we know, like, once, and we all resonate with this. So we're all resonate with our soul. At the end of the day, it's just this energy that's running through everything, right? Everything technically could have a soul. And so once we realize that we all come from this divine energy, this divine intelligence that runs through everything, that just knows when to do things and how to do things, and puts things in order so perfectly for them to work perfectly, we have that in us. We can rely on that intelligence. We can rely on that energy to guide us and support us. Anyone can. Literally anyone can. Nobody is blocked from this connection. Nobody. Everyone has this connection to their energy, to their soul, to God, to the universe, to whatever it is. And just how everything in nature has a purpose. The leaves fall on the ground to protect the grass during the winter, and it shelters all the little bugs and everything. And the way that animals just know how to migrate for the winter, and the way the leaves just change color during the right time, and everything, the way that everything has a purpose, a place, and a time. Because we come from the same energy and the same source that nature comes from, we have that too. We have that too. We have a time, purpose, and place to be in. We are here for a reason. We are here exactly where we are supposed to be. Exactly in the time that we are supposed to be in. Doing the exact thing that we are supposed to be doing right now. So, like I already said, we are all energy in different forms. In this lifetime, me and you, we are the universe, which is everything else, the universe. We are all the energy, the universe, everything that this is made up of. We are the universe experiencing itself through the human form. So we are the universe in human form experiencing itself with our taste, our sight, our hearing, our touch. Right? We are experiencing the earth through our senses. We are experiencing the universe, what we are made up of. We are experiencing ourselves, what we are, everything we are, through this body, through this form. Because of this, because we are the universe in human form, everything that happens to us, everything that we do, everything that we say, everything happens for a reason. Everything is happening that way that it's supposed to. No matter what choice you do, because we are born with free will. As humans, we are born with free will. We can do whatever we want. But because the universe is all intelligent, and the universe has purpose, and the universe has a purpose for you, and you're supposed to fulfill it, then no matter what you do, you'll always be on your path. There is no path that you can take that will misalign you to what your purpose is, because you are just destined for that. You have the gifts for that. You are made for that position. So have peace knowing that no matter what you do, no matter what you choose to manifest, no matter what you choose to experience, it will always lead you to what you need to fulfill. And what you need to fulfill is nothing that you don't want to do, nothing that won't bring you the most happiness and the most enlightenment out of your life, this life. Now that we know that we are nature, that we are intricately connected, and that there is this divine intelligence running through all of us, we have to never worry. Don't worry. There's no reason to worry, because the same way that nature is always being taken care of, the way that everything is always okay, is going to happen to the same thing for us. that has to reflect back to us. We are also nature, therefore we will always be okay. We will always be guided and supported through our life, because that's what nature does. That's what the universe does. So again, stop thinking that God is this external thing outside of you, and start feeling yourself as a part of God. Remember, you're a wave. So don't start thinking like, oh, I'm God, I know everything, this and that. We are a part of God while we're in these bodies. Our brain fogs us up, fogs up our intuition, fogs up our sixth sense to know it all. You know what I mean? Our intuition knows all. We already know that. That's our sixth sense. That's our energy. That's our soul speaking to us. We know that if we take our soul out, if we take that thing out, our intuition, that energy that makes us alive, we're just body. We're just meat and bones. There's nothing to us. What makes us alive, what makes us here, what makes us present, what makes us conscious is this energy. So remember that that is also God. That is also the universe. That is also the divine intelligence. That is the all. That is the everything. That is everything. That is this whole universe. That is within you too. All you need to do is quiet down, cut out all the distractions, sit with yourself, and you sit with God. Sit down with yourself, speak to yourself, and you speak with God. That is all within us. We have that divine intelligence. When we quiet down and we ask a question, I promise you, you will get an answer to it. You will get a download. So have security that you are a part of God. You have this inner knowledge to get you to exactly where you need to be, right? We are all connected. We all have this in us. So we all know and are playing a bigger role in who we are, what we do in this world and in this place and in this universe. So just be you and you'll play your part. Just follow your intuition. Quiet down all the distractions. If you watch porn, stop watching porn. If you're watching too much YouTube, stop watching YouTube. If you're gossiping too much, stop gossiping. Stop like all these external things move you away from your true nature, from what you truly need to be doing to connect with yourself and to connect with this life force energy. Because God is that life force energy. God is that force energy. God is the energy that everything is made up of. We all have that within us. So we all know exactly what to do, when to do it. It'll take us to the right place in the right time. Like I promise you, you're always being divinely guided, divinely supported. All of us. Because we are all one and because we're all made up of the same thing. Everything that we do, say, feel, think, and just vibrate on and are on the frequency of, it ripples out and it affects everybody. This can also be like kind of seen in reality with people's actions. Your actions do not only affect you, they affect other people. It is the same way energetically. For example, these are like minor examples. Like I know these are minor examples, but plants, the way that you treat them, the way that you speak to them, the way that you care for them, that's how they will grow. If you're constantly in a bad energy and you're spreading that energy in your house and you're talking negatively and you don't really handle your plants with the best of care because you're just constantly vibrating low, like your plants die. They quite literally die. And if you're handling your plants with care, if you're saying nice things to them, if you're saying nice things in your household, if you're vibrating high and your plants are in good energy in a good household where the vibes are clear, the vibes are high, your plants grow, and they grow fast and exponentially big and grand, and they flourish. You know what I mean? We can also see this with water. The water molecules respond to what you say to it. So if you actually speak negatively into a glass of water and you put it into the fridge and freeze it, the ice formations will crack and be crystally and be gross and like just not look pretty. If you speak pretty and nice and positively and highly into a glass of water and you freeze it, it freezes beautifully and clear and cohesive. Like, these are studies. You guys can go look this up. Like, our energy, the way that we're vibrating, the frequency that we're on, that ripples out into the world. Another example, someone with a stank attitude, their energy, like, if you don't know how to protect your energy and to brush it off and to really focus in and be aware and say, hey, you don't need to affect my energy, someone else's bad attitude, that shit gets to you, it sticks to you, and you're like, oh, like, what the fuck, you ruined my mood, like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? That's another way of the way that you're vibrating, your energy ripples out and affects everything else. Now we get to the part where we work and live and practice through the law of divine oneness. How do we do that? What does that mean? It is about recognizing and acknowledging every single day that we are all the same thing in different forms. It's as simple as that, and it's as cheesy as that. Is that like, don't do harm to plants. They feel that shit. They're the same thing as us. They're connected to us. They help us breathe. We help them grow, like, etc. Animals, don't abuse animals. They feel, they think, they know. They're the same thing as us. Like, don't do that. You know what I mean? Yeah, just acknowledging the connection that we already have. That is. No, once you start to realize and you really start to live this way by acknowledging and actually, like, knowing and feeling this connection through everything, you start to realize and see and feel how not only are we the same thing, it is a part of me. Like, you, my animal, everything else, the plants, it is a part of me. So why would I do harm to you if it's technically being done to me back? Treat people how you would want to be treated. That's where that comes from. Treat people how you would like to be treated, because if you put out good and positivity and high vibes into the world, that's what reflects back to you. That's karma. That's what's going to come back to you. We're all one. Everything that you put out will come back. And everything that you put out will manifest. So just remember that. Remember that life is a reflection of you, and life is a mirror. Everything that you put out will come back right to you. So remember that. That's karma. So we are all one. What you do to someone else will come back to you because it is a part of you. And just keep it at that. Keep it at that. Protect your energy. Don't let other people's energies affect you, because like you see, we're all one. We all get affected by things. And so yeah, I would say that would sum it up, and that would wrap up the first law of the 12 laws of the universe. If this caught your attention and you would like to keep learning more and of how each law connects with each other and how they play a part in your life and how it affects you, then continue watching my series. I will be continuing on going in depth into the second law of the universe. But as of now, this is it for the first one, law of divine oneness. We are all one. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.